I'm going to show you a new feature in the tuning scanner. Now we've already had the automatic tuning scanner, and we still have that. If you just click on auto, you put in a description, you'll get a tuning for it. But for cold scanning, you might want to develop your own tunings. So for example, there are a couple different ways you can go about this. I'm going to use Aconite as the tuning that I want to find it, and I'm going to go get the photo for it. So I'm going to click on select, and I'm going to go to my images, and I already have it in here, so I'll type in Aconite, and I get the image. Now for the tuning, I want to first find out, when we do cold scanning, how many digits will be in this tuning. Now there are two different ways you could do this. For example, if you go to Format, we have left-right, which would just be left-hand dial, right-hand dial. Or you can do the SE5, where it's just a string of numbers. And so the way that you do the SE5 one, I'm going to choose SE5. I want to find out how many numbers will be in this tuning. Okay, so I get a stick at 7 or 8, 7.8, so it rounded it off. That's great. So now I want to go enter. Now I can scan for the first two numbers. So I'm going to start at the beginning. And I get a stick at 16.6, which it rounds it off to 17. And we're going to fine-tune this in a moment. So I click enter and get the second two numbers. I'm just scanning up till I get a stick, and so the numbers are 46, and I press enter and do the next two numbers. 20, I push enter, and the last one, last two numbers. Is 80. So I press enter, and now the tuning is complete. I can accept that tuning, and it puts it in here, right here. Now of course I would want to check to see if this tuning was really accurate. So I should get 100% stick when I measure it. And I'm just going to dial down, and I get 97. So that's pretty close, but then I would want to go through each one of the numbers to find out if a number needs to be changed. So I'm just going to ask myself, does this number need to be changed? Does this number need to be changed? This one. Okay, I get a stick on the 2. So then I would ask, do I need to go up or down? So I get a stick on down. I'm going to change that to 1. And then I'm going to measure again, and I should get, this time I got a stick right at 100%. So now I can add that to my word tunings, and so I click save, and then it'll put it in here. Now you can also do the same thing when I'm in a session. I go to update a session, go to mine, and I'll just do the webinar one from when we worked in the webinar. I click select, and if I go to word tunings, I'll go to word tunings, there you'll find that I have my tunings that I have put in here before. So now I could even do it from here if I wanted to. If I wanted to create a tuning for Aconite here, I can go to the tuning scanner, and I could do it the other way then. Let's go ahead and click on new, and I'm going to put in Aconite and go get the image. But this time I will use the format of left-hand, right-hand dial. So there's only going to be two numbers on the left and two numbers on the right. So I'm going to start from 0, dial up slowly, and I get 20.5, and I press enter, and now I'm going to dial up for the second ones, and I get 11.6, and I press enter again. Now I can accept that. It doesn't put it into the database yet, but I could then measure that and see how accurate I was in my scanning, and I get a good stick on that. I get 100%. So then I can save it. I click save, and it now puts it into the word tuning data. So those are just some things that are coming, and they'll be out in just a few more days. If you haven't gotten the software yet, you've got a few more days to get that special price.